EA Sports.
Spectacular ocean views not far away from the home of the Florida Atlantic Owls, FAU Stadium in Boca Raton, Florida, where they hope this game lives up to the setting. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day. Alabama about to kick off to get this game underway. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. So Florida Atlantic's offense takes the field. And these guys involve everybody in the passing game, and none more prominent than this big fella.
The quarterback knows he's going to be under duress in this game. So who do you look for? The tight end. And there aren't many better than this guy.
No, and just big bodies that you can miss a little bit high, and it really doesn't matter. But over the middle of the field, closer throws, so nice to have a security blanket with a great tight end.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot, the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield. You saw that right there.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off and slide. I love this slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
It's complete on the right side. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
Florida Atlantic going back to work after moving the chains. Wide receiver shows motion. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Man, this guy is exciting to watch. When he has the ball in his hands, he can make magic happen. They're going to throw it to him. They're going to hand it off to him. They're going to get him the ball in a variety of ways, and they're doing it early in this game.
He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal.
I'm amazed by this offense. This is how you set the tone for a game. Running, throwing on the opening drive, driving it right down the field. field. You just run to set yourself up now in 1st and goal. They are feeling it.
Florida Atlantic comes to the line on 1st and goal. Quick pass on the jet motion. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. You want to talk about a great way to start the game and set the tone early.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game and get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. So the Alabama Crimson Tide offense comes out for their first possession of the game. As dynamic as this guy is on the outside, Jesse, you know he's going to be peeking that way from the free safety position.
Yeah, he's been watching the film. This dude in the middle, man, he can light people up. So you can't tiptoe. You got to be aggressive and run in there. But this is a pretty interesting matchup today.
And I love safeties that make receivers think. Make them know they're going to be there over the middle of the field, and you better think twice about catching that football.
On 2nd down, he'll fire. Back open in the middle. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. They'll run it to the right side. At midfield, he's got room. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. Alabama quickly back to the line.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats because he is not easy to bring down.
The RPO, fire complete to the left. All the way down to the 25-yard line, they move the sticks. It's 1st down. Every good quarterback is first a game manager. At Alabama, that used to be sort of a label of derision, but now they're not only that, they're playmakers.
Yeah, and it's what they used to ask them to do. Like they were very comfortable handing the ball off, running the ball, controlling the clock, trying to keep your defense fresh. Nah, bro. If you can't score points now, if you can't get 1st downs and go get me touchdowns, you're not going to be on the field.
And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
Unfortunate with that incompletion. The quarterback and his intended target not on the same page.
They run into a bit of trouble here. 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. Caught in the backfield, it's Henderson. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. Doesn't have a straight-on shot here. He'll kick it from the left hash and 39 yards out. No good. And they couldn't cut into the lead. It's still a 7-point game.
And that hurts missing that field goal, especially when you're going up against a defense like this. One of the best in the entire country. You have got to be able to come away with points when you have opportunities.
Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He wants to pass it on 2nd down. Throws to the tight end. A strike downfield. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. 1st and 10 for the offense. He wants to throw. That's caught. It's Perkins. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a 1st down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Looking to go up top on 1st down. Trying to get behind the defense. He's got it on the left. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic.
And coming into the game, you look at the stats and you say top 10 offense in scoring, so they better be able to create what? Explosive plays. Another explosive plays. They've been doing it all year long. Those plays are backbreakers. Defenses just can't contain this offense.
And guys, Florida Atlantic is on top. They came out and jumped on them early in the 1st. Let's take a break and look at the 1st quarter stats. They're just about ready to kick it away. And no chance at a return. Here they'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Running it to the right. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Alabama pushing the tempo.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
They're bringing heat. Get it out on the screen. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain. Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. His first one of the day gave that leg a workout 5 times in last week's victory. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Florida Atlantic has the ball back, and the offense will try to put together a drive. They wanted to set the tone, strike quickly. Jesse, they've done exactly that, up 2 touchdowns.
And this quarterback has been dialed in, too. He's been so good reading coverage, going to where the open guy is with the football. And they've been up and down the field there so far.
And this defense needs to make something happen right now. You've already given up a couple touchdowns. Your offense has got nothing going. Still early in the game. Get a stop. Create some momentum for your offense.
They'll snap this one from the 32. It's 1st down. He's looking to throw it. Pocket starts to collapse. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there.
You see a lot of quarterbacks get in trouble when they start forcing things. He did a really good job. He wanted to throw the football. You could tell. Drops back, nothing open. It's okay. I'm just going to take off, get what I can get.
And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the 1st down.
And just went with something very easy, very reliable. Flip it forward, let your receiver do the rest. I only got to get a few yards. Nice job, nice execution. 1st down.
Going up top on 1st down. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. He makes a grab, and the defense couldn't corral him, and he took it all the way. Touchdown, Owls! And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they cover the final 54 yards with the explosive play in the passing game for 6. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes that Alabama offense. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the weeks that you really wish that you were playing a video game. And you could just reset the console, start over, Jesse, and make something better happen early.
They just look like they're sleepwalking in this 1st half, and it's not just one guy. They just haven't been playing collectively as a unit. And if I'm the head coach, I'm considering starting to give some other dudes some chances here.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Using his legs, it's Casey. He'll push his way out to the 30, a pickup of 3. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Defense backing up, trying to keep everything in front. He locked up and held on to bring him down.
All season long, we've been watching this defense dominate against the run. They're the #1 rush defense in the entire country. With a big lead in this game, you cannot run the ball and expect to win and get back in it.
We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And the freshman will chalk up a sack. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Running it back, it's Velez. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. Florida Atlantic takes over again, and the Owls offense will go back to work. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
All the way down at the 33-yard line, it's 1st and 10. A shot toward the end zone. It's complete.
And that's another FAU.
This offense has put on a display in the first half, and they have quarterback sneak for the touchdown. He'll try to tack on one more. Oh, and he missed it. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And it was finished off with a quarterback sneak.
Florida Atlantic, 27. Alabama, 0.
He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here. We're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
Misfired on 1st down, back to the air on 2nd. They're working that left side. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. This is where you make the money on the drive. Ball at the 30, it's 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. At the 40, there he goes. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. The throw. Finds his tight end. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. He hurls one deep down the left side. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down.
There's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. Right on target this time. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
He wants to throw here on 2nd down. Feeling some heat. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. Time dwindling away as they try to on third down through the air. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. Fires deep toward the end zone. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish this quarter with a bang and couldn't quite connect. Florida Atlantic will try to kick it deep and break the seal on this second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes that Alabama offense. Got blown out in the first half and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just starts with one play, though. You just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that momentum, and then that becomes infectious for the defense, for special teams. Everything can change. It just takes one play.
It really can, and it's so strange, and you can't quantify it, and I don't know how to describe it as a coach or as a player, but you got to make something happen, and it's got to start on the...
And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated.
Trying to beat the D deep. Can't make the play on the interception, and man, they were looking for their first pick of the game. Instead, it'll be fourth down. Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man.
FAU Owls will take over. First and 10.
The Florida Atlantic offense will return to the field. Wide out in motion. Quick pass on the fly motion. Crosses to 40. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack.
Yeah, and way to be creative. Way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly. Get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that first down. Nice job. Nice play call by the offense.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive...
He lets one fly deep. And he makes the catch at the 10. Touchdown, Owls. And the pummeling has started. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Sweet cut there. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with second and short. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. At the 45 on his way. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
You don't always have to run the sexy plays, right? It doesn't have to always be up-tempo and fast and spread and doing all this stuff. Sometimes you just lower your shoulder. Sometimes you just run powerfully. You get the first down, and that's all that matters.
Here comes the offense on first and 10 from the 47. They'll give it to him again. Got room at the 35. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Well, right away after picking up a first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back, and I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
The give to the back. They make the tackle after he gets 2 down to the 25. Ball's at the 25. They're in field goal range, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and short. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. Moving out of the pocket. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. It's 4th down, and they'll try the field goal. He'll swing that big leg for 3 from 44 yards out. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. And they'll put 3 on the board, but the deficit remains huge. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. Fair catch called for and made. Florida Atlantic has the ball back, and the offense will try to put together a drive. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Trying to make magic on the scramble. He fires it out to the right. Underneath toasted coverage, got it deep downfield. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Looking for a productive play on first down. From the gun, he'll try to throw. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You get the ball out. But when things break down, they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
Buys a little extra time. Going to try to get it himself. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Man, that used to just drive me nuts. I couldn't stand that view. The quarterback drops back to pass, scrambles around. You got me chasing you all over the field, getting close to the sideline. Stay in bounds. Please stay in bounds. Let me get a little bit of a reward for all my running so I can just put some kind of hit on you. Nope. Steps out of bounds.
Well, for this defense now, being good against the pass is not just going to be in the back end covering people. It's going to be trying to contain this guy at the quarterback position. He is lethal, especially when things go off script. And you saw it on that one. First down.
Gonna take a shot. Makes the catch on the left. They make the stop, but barely, and they might need to regroup as we have come to the end of the 3rd quarter. All right, guys, so Florida Atlantic has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Starting off this quarter, close enough to smell the goal line. Wide receiver coming across in motion. With jet sweep pass. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
Touchdown, Florida Atlantic! And the punishment has been extended.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get concerned. Because this offense obviously has had themselves a day. And apparently, their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
Here comes that Alabama offense. Guys, that last trip a little disappointing having to take the 3.
Yeah, and I think, Jesse, you see so many offenses talk about getting yards and the tempo and all the stuff they do.
And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Takes it the other way. Touchdown Owls! A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense.
You didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Wants to throw. It's Melton. Got his man quickly.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And the quarterback is snowed under.
And it's simply been that kind of day for this offense. They've had so many struggles, and at this point in the 4th quarter, you're trailing by a ton of points. The defense knows you're throwing it, and they're pinning their ears back, and they're getting after you, as you saw it on that sack there.
Florida Atlantic takes over again, and the Owls offense will go back to work. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. Trying to make magic with his feet. And he scoots his way to the 1st down and then slides to avoid the hit. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wide receiver shows motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Pass to 45. Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. Touchdown Owls. And the beatdown has ensued. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
55, Alabama, 3.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes that Alabama offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm. Got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, Palmer.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Looking to throw, it's Melton. Got out of trouble and throws. Wide open downfield. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
To the air on 1st down. Finds his man. It's Cruz. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the 1st down.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too, but don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
They're going to throw it again. It's incomplete, and he's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback in this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off, accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. Makes the grab. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down.
There's a reason 3rd down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at 3rd down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. He finds his man. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Coming after it. The freshman able to get home with the sack.
And man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and makes you want to believe in them. This offense has a lot of work to do before their next football game. And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
He's got the tight end.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together and create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
He'll call for the fair catch here. The Florida Atlantic offense will return to the field. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this makes the post-game handshake fun sometimes if you do choose to rub a little salt in it and keep chucking and keep scoring. I'm here for it, Jesse. Like, your job is to score points. It's my job to stop it. Keep the foot to the accelerator. Keep trying to play ball.
I agree 1,000%. That's like Steve Spurrier back in the day when I was playing for the Gators. You go and play for him because you want the opportunity to throw the ball. So when you get in the game late, you're not handing it off. We were beating Central Michigan by 80-something points. He was still letting us throw the football. It's the defense's job to stop it.
And these touch passes, it's so hard because there's always action off of it, right? If I fake this pass and I can run it up the gut, or I can throw it and then just spread me out and make me defend so many things, and you could tell they got on the edge quickly, got the big first.
Looking deep. And this will be incomplete as the game comes to a close. This is what you're looking for when you have the better team. Go out and show it. Don't fool around with them. Go out